Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your October 2020 general reading. We are looking at the first half of October from the 1st through the 15th, and this reading is for the fire sign of Leo. Welcome everyone. I hope you're all well. Thanks for taking the time to tune in today and for all that you do in support of this channel, even if it's just watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing. It's all welcome and much appreciated. So this reading is for the fire sign of Leo for the first 2 weeks of October. That's Leo Sun, Leo Rising, Leo Moon, if your Venus is in Leo, or if you're cross-watching for a Leo. As you know, general readings always resonate a little differently for everyone. So watch all of your signs if you know them, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, because each one can bring in additional perspective into what's going on in your life. If any of the readings do resonate with you and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, just click on the description link below, click on the little arrow that pulls down information. You'll see some contact details there. Feel free to email me directly, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to hear from you. I can usually respond with more information within the same day, the first 24 hours. And I do readings full time. It's all that I do. So scheduling a personal reading is done in as timely a fashion as possible. I'm pretty diligent at working with everyone's schedules and my own. So email me if you're interested. I would be most happy to work with you. All right, let's see what October 1st through the 15th is holding for our lovely Leos, our lovely lions. First half of October. I am using the Gilded Tarot Royale and clarifying with the Legacy of the Divine Tarot. Okay, Leo. We have the Chariot, followed by the Three of Wands, and the Strength card. I'm changing up just a little bit how I lay the cards out. And from the bottom of the deck, overall energy for the first half of October is the Fool. Well, it looks like there's a fair amount of movement for you, which is kind of nice, especially those of you who've been feeling quite stuck. Looks like there's quite a bit of movement and feeling, for whatever reason, feeling more positive about your future and being able to face that future. You might be seeing small manifestations of things happening on the way towards achieving larger goals. It looks like you feel you may be starting off on a whole new journey, which is what the Fool is about. First major arcana card in the tarot. He has the 0 on his card because this is where the whole tarot journey starts. Being excited, not focused so much on a specific destination, although you may have goals, of course, but really just kind of being open to the journey. That's what the Fool is about. He's a trailblazer. The Fool is about kind of, in a way, throwing caution to the wind and just opening yourself up for whatever the possibilities might be. Some of you might actually even be traveling. Could be a long distance, could be a short distance. So let's clarify here. Let's clarify the Fool. The Fool can sometimes represent just kind of rushing off in a foolhardy sort of way. But even so, I'm not feeling that it's actually a negative here. I'm feeling like it's a positive because it feels like something is happening and you're feeling just more energized. So let's clarify the Fool. We have the Knight of Wands. And right behind that is the Seven of Cups. So, yeah, charging ahead. It feels kind of charging ahead and kind of opening yourself up to the options. It's almost a reckless sort of energy, but it doesn't feel negative. It feels positive. It feels like you've just come through something, which the Chariot would imply success, which comes after, being run over a few times. Determination, fortitude, perseverance, and it feels like it's finally beginning to pay off. And you are, rushing forward almost in a reckless way or certainly an aggressive way, but you're opening yourself up to the possibilities, which is what the Seven of Cups is. Multiple possibilities, options, and keeping them very positive focused. Again, I'm getting the sense of physical movement. Some of you are traveling, or maybe even if it's just going on a road trip. All right, let's clarify the chariot, which usually represents success, which comes from fortitude, perseverance, determination on what has likely been a very difficult road. You know, getting knocked down 9 times, you get up the 10th time, and that's when you make it. Winning simply because you refuse to give up. Just charging ahead. Clarify the chariot. You got the chariot again. The chariot is clarifying the chariot. Well, let's see what's behind that. The star, again, restored faith, renewed hope and optimism. Once again, getting kind of a renewal of your faith in in the path that you're on, even if you can't see where it ends, which is often what the Fool represents too. It's about having that childlike faith and confidence that the new journey you're about to embark on, even though you can't see where it's going, maybe you don't have a particular destination, it looks like you've come through something very difficult and challenging because of your determination, fortitude, or perseverance, and you are just feeling you've got this kind of a renewal sort of feeling. Yeah, you've just come out of something difficult, and you're actually there's movement. It feels relief, like whatever it is that you've been through, it's done and it's over now. You put your head down, you put one foot in front of the other, and you got through it. And now you are moving. You're moving forward and considering all the options and feeling very positive and optimistic about it. You know, often when I'm looking at this combination of cards, I would feel a sense of caution, and there's always a bit of caution with the Fool, because he doesn't tend to look before he leaps, which is why he's often, not in this one, but portrayed with like a little dog or somebody that kind of keeps him going off the edge of the cliff. It feels like you've been through like a really difficult, challenging time, and you're just off, you're moving. Maybe some of you are going on a little trip or a road trip or traveling. I keep getting road trip, traveling, and you're out, and just the actual sense of being through this and movement itself makes you feel better. Let's clarify the Three of Wands, which is usually, the Three of Wands is about, you know, still being fairly early on in the path. We're only at a 3. We have larger goals, things we want to accomplish. We haven't reached those yet, but the Three of Wands is feeling positive about it, feeling positive about your future, and maybe beginning to see small manifestations, small goals being met in a good way along the path to the future, and waiting for you know, that ship to come in and seeing what else it contains. Again, there's this whole kind of, I feel good about moving forward. I feel good about the future. Maybe some of you, there's almost a sense, I don't know why, but just the sheer act of being in movement, being in motion for some of you is making you feel better as well too. Feels kind of like that, you know, long, difficult winter, and you're finally at the end of it, the weather is starting to change, and you're feeling really energized because of that. Faith. So faith, in this deck, the Legacy of the Divine, it's called Faith, and in other decks it's also called the Hierophant. And it speaks of the convention, tradition, the establishment, organized religions, the tried and true. You know, Leo, it really feels like some of you, there's this sense in this reading that Spirit is kind of cradling you through whatever you've been through. God, Spirit, your angels and guides are actually giving you an extra boost. It may be that some of you just suddenly, inexplicably, for no reason at all, although the reason is Spirit, God, Spirit, your angels and guides, the universe is kind of giving you that extra charge, and the ability to take some kind of action or movement or motion that makes you feel better after feeling like you were just slogging through the mud for so long. Because this quite literally looks like regaining faith in a future, although it doesn't really specifically point to why, and it could just be, getting out and having more activity and movement finally. So let's clarify strength. Strength is about, moving forward as well after, having wrestled with your demons, taming the lion, which is symbolic for fears, doubts, insecurities, our shadow self, which is just an interesting way of taking a look at the parts of ourselves we may not like to look at or acknowledge. Coming to grips with those, changing what we can, making peace with the rest, and moving forward into the future. It takes a lot of strength, wisdom, humility to be able to do that, and it's also what you gain more of, which enables you to move forward into the future with your head held high in motion. You can tell that she's in motion here from the flow of her dress and her hair. Yeah, it's like movement, motion, and feeling better just being out and doing that. Let's clarify strength. Goes the cards all over the tabletop. Okay, let's see what's first. The Eight of Wands, movement, activity, travel, powerful movement forward, and right behind that's the Queen of Wands, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And in the legacy of the Divine Tarot, she looks especially fierce, aggressive, assertive, take charge, problem solve, delegate energy. I think some of you are definitely in physical motion, traveling, taking a road trip, getting out there, She kind of looks like, Sheena, warrior queen here, just ready to take on anything and everything, feeling strong, feeling full of yourself, feeling powerful. You've got Leo, a lot of Leo energy here. There's not really much else to say about this reading. It's an excellent reading. Movement, and flow, and a renewal of faith. Coming out of winter into the spring again, even though actually over here we're technically going into fall, but it's just kind of the feeling. You're coming out of a dark tunnel. It's all behind you now. Any last guidance and feedback, messages for Leo for the first half of October? Your cards even feel kind of on the aggressive side. The Seven of Wands and the High Priestess. So advice, final messages from Spirit. Stay the course, stay determined, stay focused on whatever it is you decide to do. Stay focused and stay, this is about trusting. The Seven of Wands is about defending something that you have a lot put into, and it's also about staying the course. And the High Priestess is also about following your intuition regardless of what outside people or events or circumstances might lead you to believe. The High Priestess is a card that represents following your intuition, which is a connection to the divine. She listens and watches and pays attention, the High Priestess does. She's a very spiritual, intuitive person. Doesn't talk much, but when she does, it's usually quite wise. So it's about staying your own course, listening to your own inner music and following that regardless of what anybody on the outside might tell you. It looks like you're off and running, maybe not even with a particular destination, or maybe some of you do, but just the very act of being in motion is helping with that. So it's quite a lovely reading, very bright and very powerful, even though it doesn't feel very specifically focused. Just a general sense of movement and a restoration of spirit as well. So Leo, that is your reading for the first half of October. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a very hopeful and very uplifting, powerful sort of reading, so I hope it helps. Again, if any of these readings do resonate with you, feel free to email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. Stay safe, stay well and balanced, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.